I've got a feeling this reminds me of something, whether it's big-time wrestling or quite what. It's a very great pleasure to be introducing the foundation members of Collective Impact to you, and it marks a particularly important moment in the history of the club. And I've had an interesting time, and I know that Tony has, in terms of getting to know these three young women here today. So, on my immediate right is Jennifer Ryan. Jen's a chart production manager for the New Zealand Hydrographic Authority. And I decided after meeting these three women that I'd ask them for a translation. So the translation is, and what would our members know connected with what you do? So Jen's role means that her staff provide the backdrop for anything over or under the sea, which is quite an amazing thought. So safe navigation is what the Hydrographic Authority is about. So you yachties in the room, be especially nice to this woman. Jen has a Bachelor of Science in Geography and Environmental Sciences and is also a member of the Muritai Yachting Club. And then Keris Lloyd, who's the in-house lawyer for LINZ, and she gives advice on, obviously, a range of legal matters for Land Information New Zealand. And an example is connected with the compulsory acquisition of land for public buildings. She has a BA in Law and German and a Masters of Law. And Keris was attracted to Rotary by her experiences as a Rotary exchange student in Switzerland. She enjoys current movies and arty things and comes from Gisborne. And then Paula, furthest over on my right, is a geodetic surveyor, and her team monitor the New Zealand Continuous GPS network, which monitors the tectonic plate movements in New Zealand and elsewhere, I guess. And how we would notice Paula's team's work is in those black and white trig stations that presumably take the measurements. And Paula was again attracted by a different part of Rotary. She was a member of RILA a few years ago and then got involved in Rotarag. She has a Bachelor of Surveying and comes from Gore. So my pleasure to present these three special new members of the Rotary Club of Wellington.
Thank you, Lee. It's my pleasure today, and it is a great pleasure to me to induct these three fine young women into the Rotary Club of Wellington. But Tony asked me just to spend a few moments before I do that, just talking about how we've got to today, because today, as I say, is a very special occasion for me for a number of reasons. When I was District Governor a year ago now, it became very apparent as I moved around all the Rotary clubs in our district that the greatest issue facing the majority of Rotary clubs is how do we get new members, and in particular, how are we going to get younger members into our Rotary clubs? And it became very apparent that many of our clubs certainly do need to look at a way of how they're going to survive into the future, how they're going to refresh and get that young membership joining the clubs. I was in Boulder in Colorado earlier, or just after I'd finished my year as District Governor, and I had the privilege of going to the Rotary Club of Boulder, which is a club not unlike this club. It's a very professional club, has about 150 members. They run their meetings, lunchtime meetings, they run their meetings very professionally. But I met a group of young Rotarians in that club called New Horizons, and this was a group of young Rotarians in their early 30s that were doing some great things in the world. They had some great projects in Peru, and they were looking at many other projects both within the Boulder community and around the world. And this was quite a new club, and the concept within the Rotary Club of Boulder had been to set up a club within a club. And what the Rotary Club of Boulder brought was that huge amount of expertise that I'm sure there is a presence in this room. But those young members, this club within a club, the New Horizons group, had that energy. They were young, they found new ways of communicating with people in the community using social media and so on. And so when I saw that, I thought there has to be a place for that somewhere within our district. And over the last year, I've had the opportunity to talk with Tony and Lee, And I must congratulate the Rotary Club of Wellington for looking at this concept and looking to see how we can do something here, to see how we can bring in some young people who might meet in their way that they want to meet, perhaps independent of the club, but also have that joining together in maybe a social way, but also giving them the ability to draw on the huge experience that is available in this club. And so today happens to be my last day as the District Club Development Chair. And so it's, I guess, really great for me to see this idea have been taken over by your club, and on my last day to have the opportunity to induct both Keris, Jennifer and Paula. Just by way of interest, I also happen to work for Land Information New Zealand, and I've had the pleasure of working with these three young ladies over a long time. Well, I don't know that I twisted their arms, but they are very passionate about working in the community, and I'm sure you'll see that passion come through as you get to know them more. So Keris, Jennifer and Paula, you have been invited to join the Rotary Club of Wellington, the first Rotary Club established in New Zealand nearly 100 years ago. You have shown yourselves to be committed to the ideals of Rotary and are clearly willing to do your part in putting these ideals into practice. Rotary's motto is service above self, and the objective of Rotary clubs is to encourage and foster such service. Members are aware that everything we do is guided by the Rotary four-way test. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And will it be beneficial to all concerned? The Rotary Club of Wellington offers fellowship, support and the opportunity to make our world a better world and a better place. In establishing collective impact as a subcommittee within the Wellington Club, you will be representing the future of clubs, of this club, and I believe the future of Rotary within our district. You are now part of Rotary International, and I will ask President Tony to present you with your membership pins.
Thank you, Graham. Jen, I'll put that down there. Welcome to the club. Lovely to have you with us. Looking forward to working with you here. Keris, thank you. Paul, looking forward to working with you. Welcome to the club. And as a sign of the club's recognition of the starting of Collective Impact, we should actually welcome you into Collective Impact. Collective Impact, I mean, normally what we say is you're welcome to Rotary. There are 1.2 million members and 34,000 clubs. But on this occasion, we'll say, welcome to Collective Impact. There is one Collective Impact in the world, and there are 3 members. You're it. So we thought we'd just have a little plaque to signify the significance of this occasion. This is to commemorate Collective Impact joining the Rotary Club of Wellington. And if I put my glasses on, I can tell you what Mahatma Gandhi said about that. You must be the change you want to see in the world. And we thought that signified the attitude that you three have brought to the discussions that we've had so far. So congratulations. We're looking forward to working with you in the future. Who would like to be the recipient? Jen, is you the recipient? Fellows, please welcome. Keris is going to speak.
Hi everybody, thank you very much for the plaque and the welcome to your club. We're really looking forward to to working together with Rotary Club of Wellington and seeing what we can do with Collective Impact. So we will be seeing more of you and you of us over the upcoming year.